In the cutthroat world of showbiz, one wrong move can send a career spiraling downhill in a matter of seconds. In our upcoming video, we delve into the shocking downfall of 20 actors who found themselves on the wrong side of fame. From scandalous controversies to disastrous career choices, these once promising stars had it all and then lost it in the blink of an eye. Here we go. Michael Richards. Michael Richards is probably always going to hold a place in my home on a weekly basis because Seinfeld is one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. In 2006, Michael Richards, famously known for his role as Cosmo Kramer on the iconic sitcom Seinfeld, faced a critical moment in his career when a live stand-up comedy performance took an unforeseen and damaging turn. Stand-up comedy is a challenging field where comedians interact with live audiences, and they must carefully navigate the balance between humor and sensitivity. Hecklers are a common occurrence in the world of stand-up, and how comedians respond to them can have a significant impact on their careers. During one of his live shows, Richards engaged in a battle of wits with an audience member. The situation escalated dramatically when Richards responded to the heckler's criticism with a series of racial slurs and demanded the removal of an African-American customer from the club. This incident was widely reported, with coverage by outlets like the Washington Post. Video footage of the incident circulated online, capturing the moment when Richards abruptly halted his monologue to confront the audience member. He used offensive language, including racial slurs, directed at the individual. The audience reacted with audible gasps as the incensed comedian repeatedly used derogatory language. The performance ended abruptly, with Richards leaving the stage without completing his routine. Despite his apologies, the incident had a lasting and detrimental effect on Michael Richards' career. His professional opportunities in the entertainment industry became significantly limited, and he was relegated to sporadic token appearances on television. The episode serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of offensive behavior, especially in the context of stand-up comedy and public performances. Jeffrey Jones. You don't have to currently be a student to appreciate the outstanding movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And while the movie stars Matthew Broderick, it definitely helps that the entire cast is great, including Jeffrey Jones, who plays the Dean Edward R. Rooney. Jeffrey Jones, known for his role as the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, initially found fame in the 80s, but his real-life actions took a dark turn, staining his reputation. Jones not only had child pornography on his record, but also a troubling tendency to conceal this fact from the public eye. In November 2002, Jones faced arrest on allegations of hiring a 14-year-old boy for inappropriate photographs, as reported by Entertainment Weekly. He entered a no-contest plea, which resulted in no jail time but a 5-year probation term, along with the requirement to register as a sex offender. This legal trouble brought his career to a standstill, with only 2 film appearances and subsequent work on HBO's Deadwood. However, Jones's struggles with the law continued. In 2010, several years after his time on Deadwood, he was arrested once more for failing to update his California sex offender status, as detailed by CBS. Such updates are mandatory for all offenders annually. As a consequence, he received 3 more years of probation and 250 hours of community service. This legal saga deeply impacted his career, highlighting the significance of accountability for one's actions. Gary Busey. Gary Busey, a celebrated actor during the 1970s and 80s, including an Oscar-nominated role in The Buddy Holly Story, saw his career plummet due to his firm stance against motorcycle helmets and a tragic accident. Despite the overwhelming data supporting the use of helmets for motorcycle safety, Busey openly opposed their usage. In December 1988, his life took a devastating turn when he was involved in a motorcycle crash, sans helmet, as reported by People. The accident led to extensive neurosurgery to remove blood clots from his brain. Busey described the situation as critical, explaining that the damage occurred on the right side of his brain, impacting his verbal and musical skills, emotional expression, and ability to recognize visual patterns. He faced a long road to recovery, during which he couldn't talk, walk, or swallow. Busey was fortunate to survive, as he later learned that half of the patients with head injuries like his do not. Following the accident, Busey grappled with drug addiction and remained steadfast in his refusal to wear a helmet. His career, once thriving, dwindled to brief appearances and television work, most notably his participation in Celebrity Rehab. He no longer landed leading roles and was relegated to lesser-known, straight-to-video projects. Mark Salling. You definitely would not be alone if one of your favorite actors on the television series Glee was Noah Puckerman, who was portrayed by Mark Salling. Appearing in 4 seasons, it definitely was a great start to Salling's career. Mark Salling, known for his role as Noah Puckerman on the popular TV show Glee, faced serious legal issues in December 2015. He was arrested in Los Angeles on allegations of possessing and distributing child pornography. Investigators reportedly found a significant amount of explicit material involving minors on his electronic devices. This discovery led to the cancellation of his involvement in the upcoming miniseries Adi Shankar's Gods and Secrets. The show's producers emphasized their commitment to protecting children's innocence in their decision to move forward without Salling. Salling later reached a plea agreement with the prosecution, as reported by USA Today. However, before he could be sentenced, he was found deceased near Los Angeles on January 30th, 2018. The cause of death was reported as suicide. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes was already starting to get a reputation for her partying ways, but back on April 4, 2012, it all became public knowledge when she was arrested after driving under the influence and hitting a police car. Yikes! Prior to this incident, Bynes had already gained a reputation for her partying lifestyle, a path that many child stars have found themselves on. However, what truly derailed her career was her highly publicized Twitter meltdown in the weeks following her arrest. Her erratic tweets included explicit and offensive comments directed at celebrities, such as expressing a disdain for rapper Drake and making disparaging remarks about Rihanna, Miley Cyrus, and Jay-Z. She even set a driveway and her own pants on fire during this tumultuous period. This behavior eventually led to her diagnosis of bipolar disorder and 2 stays in psychiatric facilities, putting her career on hold. In subsequent years, Bynes appeared to be on a path to recovery. She enrolled in the Los Angeles Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising to study clothing design and expressed disinterest in returning to acting, which was seen as a prudent decision considering her past experiences. However, she later expressed a desire to make a comeback in June 2017. As of the summer of 2021, she was taking a quieter approach to life, focusing on finishing her degree and exploring her interests, including venturing into rap music. Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried definitely isn't the best-looking person in Hollywood, but when you consider you probably best recognize him for being the voice of Iago from Aladdin, he's probably okay with that. Peepke, known him for his distinct voice and comedy, had a notable career that included a 1-season stint on Saturday Night Live in the early 80s, along with appearances in various comedy movies and TV shows such as Beverly Hills Cop 2, Hot to Trot, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, and the Problem Child trilogy. He was known for his shtick as an irritable and abrasive character with a purposely grating voice, which became his signature. Aside from his on-screen work, Gottfried maintained a career as a stand-up comedian, touring clubs relentlessly. However, his career and reputation took a significant hit due to some remarks he made. In the aftermath of a devastating earthquake and tsunami in Japan in 2011, in which thousands of people lost their lives, Gottfried posted a series of dark and quippy one-liners on Twitter, including the controversial comment, "Japan is really advanced. They don't go to the beach comes to them." Many Twitter users criticized Gottfried for what they considered bad taste and poor judgment. As a result, Aflac, one of his prominent employers at the time, decided to terminate their partnership. Amber Heard. Amber Heard's future in the entertainment industry appears bleak, with potential career ruin and financial instability looming after a recent court ruling. A jury found the actress guilty of defaming her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, and ordered her to pay $15 million in damages. While the 36-year-old actress's current financial situation remains unclear, legal experts speculate about her ability to cover the substantial damages without facing bankruptcy. Her uncertain financial status raises questions about her capacity to fulfill the court's verdict. Amber Heard has earned significant sums from her work in TV and films, including Aquaman and the upcoming Aquaman 2. Her previous divorce from Depp in 2016 resulted in a $7 million settlement, which she had pledged to donate to various charities, including the American Civil Liberties Union. However, she failed to fulfill this commitment. Throughout the trial, Heard claimed that her public image suffered significantly due to the legal battle, highlighting that Depp's lawsuit prevented her from fulfilling her $7 million donation pledge to the American Civil Liberties Union. Entertainment industry expert Catherine Arnold also testified that Heard may have lost potential earnings of up to $50 million. Attorney Sandra Spurgeon of Spurgeon Law Group in Lexington, Kentucky, suggests that one potential resolution could involve Johnny Depp waiving or negotiating a lower amount for the damages. Stephen Collins. Stephen Collins was fantastic as an actor when appearing on Seventh Heaven, but he definitely isn't the best person off the set. It was reported back in 2014 that the NYPD had acquired a tape of Collins admitting that he had engaged in pedophilic behavior in the past. In December 2014, Collins confessed to People that he had indeed assaulted 3 underage girls. The incidents, according to him, occurred between 1973 and 1994, and he insisted he hadn't had any urges to be with underage girls since. Regardless of that, and regardless of whether police investigations ever lead anywhere, Collins's career is all but done. He hasn't worked since the tape leaked, and according to Entertainment Weekly, Seth MacFarlane fired him from Ted 2 shortly after. When even the rude, perverted teddy bear movie wants nothing to do with you, you know you're finished. According to exclusive photos from the Daily Mail, Collins has since remarried to a superfan and moved to Iowa. Will Smith. After slapping comedian Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars this year, Will Smith has been banned by the Academy from future ceremonies for the next decade. The backlash against his behavior has also resulted in several of his projects being canned. Will Smith had crafted this Gregorius perpetually in a good mood personae namp. The slap went complete against that perception. Also, a lot of Will Smith's appeal was that everyone liked him. That's a very rare quality in Hollywood. You have to at least be somewhat good-looking, but it's difficult to pull off really good-looking, because some guys are going to hate you for it. It's difficult to be funny without ever really offending anyone. It's difficult to be a leading man who is also black, but Will was so uncontroversial, all but the most adamant racists liked him. It's difficult to seem fun enough that young people like you, but safe enough that old people like you. It's difficult to be A-list without feeling too big for a lot of parts. I really can't think of another actor that had as broad an appeal as Will Smith. Add to this that the slap was the biggest story for an entire week. Do a word association with Will Smith now, Amp. A lot of people are going to straight to the slap. That's really hard to undo. Regardless of your opinion, his first movie back can't be playing another character like Hitch. It would just feel off. 2021. Will Smith could have had almost any role he wanted. Maybe the money would have been a problem. Maybe the director really saw someone else for the role, or he simply doesn't fit the character description, but outside of those kind of issues, the roles were his to lose. 2022. Will Smith just doesn't have the same freedom. He's been downgraded to merely A-list. Ruined his career is overstating it, but it absolutely ruined his liked-by-everyone status. Tila Tequila. Tila Tequila is no stranger to saying controversial things to try and get attention. The most notable, however, and the one that really hammered home the end of her career, came in 2013 when she decided that Adolf Hitler was a cool guy to praise. Born in Singapore, Tequila made headlines for writing an inflammatory post in which she claimed to have learned the truth about the war and what Hitler truly did. She insisted that he was not a bad person as they have made him out to be. To make matters worse, she posted photos of herself posing in front of an image of Auschwitz while dressed in scantily clad Nazi attire. In an attempt to revive her career in 2015, Tequila participated as a housemate on the UK's Celebrity Big Brother. However, once the show's producers learned about her Nazi sympathizing, they promptly removed her from the house. Regrettably, the premature eviction did not appear to deter her. In 2016, she launched a vicious attack on Jewish conservative political commentator Ben Shapiro, stating that he should be gassed and sent back to Israel. Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin's fame has always been intertwined with controversy, but in 2017, she crossed a line that had major repercussions. Griffin posted an image of herself holding a mock Donald Trump head covered in fake blood, a move she claimed was a response to Trump's controversial remarks about Megyn Kelly. Unfortunately, the stunt was widely interpreted as either a poorly executed joke or a violent threat against the sitting president. The fallout was swift and severe. CNN removed her from their New Year's Eve broadcasts, and even Squatty Potty, of all things, terminated their contract with her. The FBI launched an investigation into the matter. Griffin issued an apology, acknowledging that her joke had gone too far and lamenting the potential end of her career, admitting, "I don't think I'm going to have a career after this. I'm going to be honest. Trump broke me." However, just months later, Griffin seemed to have had a change of heart. She retracted her apology in August 2017, arguing that the backlash had been excessive. She claimed that she not only lost her CNN job, but her entire stand-up tour was canceled due to numerous death threats received by the theaters. Griffin asserted that her little picture had cost her jobs, money, and even close friendships. She decided she would no longer apologize for what she believed was an overblown reaction by the public. In the following years, Griffin made a comeback, embarking on a successful sold-out tour in 2018, according to Forbes. She also appeared in the 2020s on popular comedy shows like Crank Yankers and Search Party. Griffin's journey serves as a compelling example of the complexities of free speech, controversy, and redemption in the entertainment industry. Megan Fox. In 2007, the movie Transformers was released, and after watching it, many were captivated not by Optimus Prime, but by Megan Fox. She was widely regarded as one of the most beautiful women in the world. It's worth noting that Transformers received mixed reviews from critics, but it performed exceptionally well at the box office. This phenomenon is often seen in Michael Bay's movies. They can be commercially successful despite critical opinions. Megan Fox starred in the first two Transformers films, and after the second one, she made some candid comments about director Michael Bay. She likened his directing style to that of a dictator, mentioning the name Hitler. She said that he could be challenging to work with, but off-set, he had an awkward and endearing personality due to his lack of social skills. As a surprising twist in her career, Megan Fox was not part of the third Transformers film and was replaced by Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Despite her subsequent film roles in movies like Jennifer's Body, Jonah Hex, and Passion Play, which didn't perform well at the box office, Transformers: Dark of the Moon grossed over $1 billion. Contrary to popular belief, it wasn't Michael Bay who decided to let Megan Fox go from the Transformers franchise. In an interview, he explained that Megan Fox was often distracted on set, and during filming, she had been using her BlackBerry. It was executive producer Steven Spielberg who made the decision to remove her from the film. This situation became a turning point in Megan Fox's career, and she likely regretted her earlier comments that led to this outcome. Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser's career had a remarkable journey from character actor to movie star, notably for his role as Rick O'Connell in The Mummy trilogy. Despite the trilogy's unspectacular end in 2008, Fraser found success with Journey to the Center of the Earth, grossing $242 million worldwide, solidifying his leading man status. However, his career took a turn when he declined to reprise his role in Journey 2, The Mysterious Island, which became a huge hit, while his chosen projects, Extraordinary Measures and Furry Vengeance, flopped. In 2018, a renaissance marked his comeback with roles in TV series like The Affair and Trust. Fraser's career decline was attributed to personal issues and professional retaliation by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association following his allegations of assault by HFPA President Philip Burke. In the 2020s, Fraser's career is on an upswing with roles in Batgirl and movies by renowned directors such as Darren Aronofsky and Martin Scorsese. Robert Blake. Over the course of nearly 7 decades, Robert Blake transitioned from a child star in MGM's Little Rascals to his final role as the mystery man in David Lynch's Lost Highway. However, a tragic incident marked his life in 2001 when his wife, Bonnie Lee Backley, was fatally shot in his car near a Studio City restaurant. Blake's version of events claimed he had left to retrieve his missing gun when the shooting occurred, but police found that the missing gun was not the murder weapon. In 2002, he was arrested after 2 former stuntmen alleged that he had attempted to hire them separately to kill his wife. Both men had a history of drug abuse, a point emphasized by Blake's defense team. 3 years later, he was acquitted in a criminal trial, but a civil court later found him intentionally responsible for Backley's death, ordering him to pay $30 million to her children. Blake's career suffered significantly due to the trial, and despite his plea to producers for work in the aftermath, opportunities did not materialize for the then 71-year-old actor. Paula Deen. Paula Deen, once a beloved figure in the world of cooking shows, saw her career take a significant downturn in 2012. A former general manager of one of her restaurants sued her, alleging that she frequently used racial slurs, including the N-word, around employees, and had proposed a Southern-themed wedding with black men portraying slaves. During the trial, Deen openly admitted to using the offensive word and defended the concept of the slave-themed wedding as beautiful and impressive. Following the confirmation of her statements in court, the Food Network promptly chose not to renew her contract despite her multiple public apologies. Deen's career took another hit when she appeared on Dancing with the Stars a couple of years later, which did not help her image. In 2015, she also faced controversy when she tweeted a now-deleted picture of her son in brownface. In the aftermath, Deen's career took a back seat. She was removed from the Food Network and resurfaced on the more obscure RFD TV network with a season of Positively Paula, Jennifer Grey. In the 1980s, having starring roles in iconic films like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Dirty Dancing would typically set the stage for a fantastic career in Hollywood. While Matthew Broderick and Patrick Swayze continued to thrive, Jennifer Grey's journey took an intriguing turn. For those who might need a refresher on 80s starlets, Grey portrayed Bueller's sister in the John Hughes classic and Baby in Dirty Dancing, famously declaring, "Nobody puts baby in a corner." But what happened to Jennifer Grey since those memorable roles? If you were to see her today, you'd likely have a tough time recognizing her. While Grey was once known for her distinctive nose, she decided to undergo a nose job in the early 90s as her career experienced a lull. The surgery resulted in a significantly altered nose, rendering her virtually unrecognizable. This transformation posed a considerable challenge when it came to casting. She probably needed to provide her ID and an old headshot at every audition. Grey candidly shared her experience, describing it as the nose job from hell. She lamented how she had become this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job. Peter Wyngarde. Peter Wyngarde, a prominent figure in the UK during his time, found immense success with two television shows, Department S, 1969-1970, and its spin-off, Jason King, 1971-1972. These shows capitalized on the spy craze of that era, featuring Wyngarde as a flamboyant character named Jason King. Wyngarde's popularity soared, reaching remarkable heights. When he visited Australia in 1971, he was mobbed by adoring fans as if he were a top pop star. Unfortunately, one encounter with an overly enthusiastic crowd took a dangerous turn, leaving him hospitalized for 3 days with a concussion. In these shows, his character often won the affections of beautiful women, although they never shared a kiss on screen. Behind the scenes, Wyngarde harbored a significant secret: he was gay. While this was not a criminal offense at the time, he feared that revealing his sexual orientation would harm his career. Consequently, he kept this aspect of his life hidden. Regrettably, he couldn't maintain this secret. In 1974, he faced a public scandal when he was arrested for an act of gross indecency with another man in public restrooms. Although he received a caution on that occasion, he managed to persuade his fans that it was a mere misunderstanding. Subsequently, Wyngarde struggled to secure substantial roles. He did appear in the high-budget film Flash Gordon, but his role required him to wear a mask, rendering him unrecognizable. He passed away in 2018 at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy that encompassed both immense popularity and personal challenges. Brian Williams. Brian Williams, a 12-time Emmy Award-winning NBC nightly news anchor, was a trusted figure in American households, known for his reliable reporting. However, his career took a dramatic turn in 2015 when questions arose about the accuracy of his reporting. Williams had been a war correspondent in Iraq for several years, but his recollection of a specific incident on the nightly news raised doubts. He recounted a story where his helicopter was forced down by an RPG during the Iraq invasion, and the NBC News team was rescued by a U.S. Army 3rd Infantry platoon. However, it was revealed that his helicopter had not been hit by an RPG, and soldiers who were present at the time disputed his version of events. This incident turned Brian Williams into a meme for his apparent dishonesty, particularly on social media. Following the controversy, more stories emerged where Williams appeared to embellish details to increase the drama of his reporting. As a consequence, Williams was suspended for 6 months and reassigned to MSNBC. During his suspension, he issued an apology on the Today Show, acknowledging that his ego had driven him to enhance stories with exaggerated details. This marked a significant downfall in his career and reputation. Rob Lowe. Among the items found in Paul Rubens's collection was a widely circulated video involving Rob Lowe, a well-known figure from the Brat Pack of the early to mid-'80s, known for his roles in St. Elmo's Fire and Youngbloods. This video, which involved a 16-year-old girl, had a significant impact on Lowe's career trajectory. The incident occurred in 1988 when Lowe was in Atlanta for the Democratic National Convention. He met 2 girls at a nightclub and later spent the night with them, unaware that one of them was only 16 years old. As the age of consent in Georgia is 16, Lowe did not face legal repercussions, but his public image suffered greatly when another video surfaced, showing him and a friend with a woman. Lowe has acknowledged the impact these videos had on his career, even suggesting that he missed out on a role in Titanic as a result. However, he managed to rebuild his career with successful roles in films and TV shows like Wayne's World, Tommy Boy, and Parks and Recreation. His talent and humor have allowed him to move past this chapter of his life. If you found this video enjoyable and would like to see more fascinating content from the world of entertainment, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support and thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more enthralling stories from the world of Hollywood in our future updates.